Everyone, and welcome to the Peartree Cutfiles first birthday celebration hop. A year ago, Marie started the fabulous Peartree Cutfiles business and is now supplying us with the most gorgeous cut files and also stencils and Peartree pieces as well. So we are celebrating with her. I'm using the wave border for my scrapbook layout, and there are a whole host of guest designers as well as our own design team joining in with our celebrations today. So please do hop along and see how they've used all the fabulous cut files that are available. I've cut the wave border 3 times, and I'm going to back it with a mixture of CVS Sunkissed Just Chillin' paper and also a sheet from my stash. It's a Moda Scrap sheet called Wooden Colours, and I just love the kind of ombre soft blues and green stripes, and I think they work really well with the Sunkissed paper. I have drawn through the cut file through some of the wave segments onto that striped paper and cut those pieces out, and I'm now doing a bit of a jigsaw puzzle and fitting those in to the areas that they fit. It took me a while to work out. I have edited so you don't have to watch me struggling to remember where which bit goes. And now I've got them all in, I'm still using my glue pen, and I'm going to stick the whole lot onto the bottom, nearly upside down, of the Sunkissed sheet. I want 3 different colourways with the 3 different cuts of the cut file, and I'm starting off with that deep blue at the bottom of this page and just sticking that down, just catching the areas that haven't quite stuck. And then I'm going to cut that along the top edge. Just cutting it really closely. I could have drawn around it and cut it out, but I figured it was quite a simple line, not a complex design, so I would chance my arm and just cut it round after I'd stuck it. I did think about, initially I was going to cut along the bottom wave as well, but I decided last minute not to, and just chopped off the manufacturing strip there, and I've left the bottom edge straight. And there you can see why, because I'm fitting it onto the bottom of my background page. Just got a sheet of white cardstock. And you can see the 3 colourways I've used for the cut files, and on the top there I have used the plain cardstock from the Just Chillin' paper to fill in some of the spaces, and then backed with the stripes just to create some contrast. Got some scrap cardstock there which I have cut some cloud shapes from, using some repositionable tape to pop those on the top of my layout, and I'm going to create just a sky effect, hopefully, with my distress inks. I've got tumbled glass and broken china distress inks, and I've got my ink dusters there, so I'm just going to brush the colour lightly over. It is quite hard to see on the video, I'm afraid, because I do use quite a light colour. I don't want it too heavy, but hopefully you'll be able to see it more clearly on the stills at the end. And I think you can see it a little bit in the video. Just brushing that mixture of the 2 colours over, obviously using those cloud shapes as masks. Popping those off, and now I want to arrange my waves along the bottom section of my layout, leaving the bottom 2 in place while I add my tape so that I get the positioning right. Just fiddling around with it. kind of want as much as the waves showing as possible, but obviously don't want any gaps in between. So I've stuck that first layer on flat, and I'm now using silicone glue gel to add the second layer so that there's some dimension. I want each of the layers, so the second layer and the third layer, raised slightly from the one before. Adding some pencil marks so I can just get the positioning right. And there's that second layer in place. And now for the third layer, I'm going to add some strips of foam and the silicone glue gel to add a little bit more dimension than that middle section. Just tweaking the position, and I think I'm happy with that. I've got some Nuvo glitter and drops, well, just glitter actually for this bit. I'm using Dazzling Blue, Silver Moon Dust and White Blizzard, and I'm going to add some glitter details along the crests of the waves and the curves for a little bit of sparkle and a bit more dimension and texture. I kind of was, I start off thinking, oh, just add a little bit, 1 or 2 bits, but, I get started and keep going. So I'm adding them to the bottom first. That's the Silver Moon Dust, and I have gone all the way up to the layers above as well. And now that's dry, I can start working on placing my photograph. I've got a sheet of glassine there from, it actually was a glassine envelope, or glassine, I don't know how you say it, and I've just opened that out, so I've got a sheet I can tuck that I've torn to just bigger than my photo. And you see my photo there is from my Canon Selfie Square, so it's a self-adhesive photograph which gives me a really thin layer, which is lovely when you want to add some really delicate layers and don't want much bulk. And I just really love the size and the Polaroid effect. You can write on that strip at the bottom, and yeah, I really like that printer, really enjoy using those photos. Just having a look to see, had a rummage through my box of tissue paper and scraps of vellum and things. Got some blue-green vellum there, so I'm going to add that off to that one side because I didn't have it a bit big enough for the whole thing, but I kind of quite like that sometimes. And then I've got that sheet of mulberry paper, which, wow, I've had that for years, dates back to my card making days, and I'm wetting the edges so that I can just then pull the fibres apart, and it gives a really pretty soft fluffy edge to the paper, leaving some of the strands of the paper to add in behind that photograph. I just wanted a little bit of detail, but not much, because the waves and that effect that I've built up is quite busy, so I didn't really want to add too much on top of it, because I think that would, well, it would be too much. Square of foam on the back of my photo layers, and then tucking that in place. Just adding a bit of extra tape. So now I've got my title. It took me forever to decide my title, as it often does. I'm not very good at deciding on titles, but I've gone for these gorgeous, bright, I suppose they're electric blue, glittery stickers from American Crafts. They are called Splash. I can't remember what collection they were from. I got them from Lottie Loves Paper a long time ago, probably last summer, I think. If not the summer before. Can't remember. Yeah, probably the summer before. I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to my alphas. I keep, saying I must use them, but and then I keep buying more. So that's my title in place. And the ampersand I've just used there as a bit of contrast is from Chamel's Never Grow Up alphas from that collection. I have got some of the gorgeous Peartree pieces wooden waves. And I have actually used my craft knife to cut one of them in half. I did it very gently and just worked away at it, and it worked, and it did it really easily, because I didn't want to waste one, because I just want a little bit poking out from each side of the photograph, and I didn't want to use two because they're too lovely. So I just cut it in half, and I'm just applied a little bit of gesso along the top edge to create some contrast. And while that's drying, I'm going to add a pear tree sun and some bramble fox seagulls across the top. Just taking the backing off those seagulls. I always wonder whether I should take the backing off them when they arrive, but then I think I wouldn't remember whether I'd done it or not, and I'd spend hours looking at them trying to decide whether they've still got the backing on or not. So I just leave them on. Just getting those in place. Again, using silicone glue. I kind of pretty much use this glue for everything. And then hopefully my waves are dry and I can add those on as well. And start adding some more little details. Not going to add loads to this layout. As I said, those waves are quite busy, and with the title and the photo, I'm thinking it doesn't need much more. But I have got some stickers and bits from Echo Park Pool Party, and also the CVS Sunkissed. So I'm just going to add some little details from those. I've got that pink flamingo that I've added just on the edge of my photograph there, and I just wanted to bring in a little tiny bit of pink because we've got pink tops on in the photograph. So I just wanted to kind of bring that in a little bit. And I've got a little tiny pink dot there from the puffy stickers as well. Going to create a cluster with that label sticker, which I can stamp the date on. Adding in a little puffy sticker on top of that, and another tiny little round sticker as well. And as I said, I can stamp the date on that. And then I want another little cluster up the top there just to balance that. And that's creating that visual triangle with the photograph and then the two clusters of label stickers. Hopefully draw your eye around the layout. Stuck that one on flat, and then I'm going to put the little word strip across the top with some foam. Going back to my puffy stickers, got some of those little tiny circles. They've got little, you can't see those in the video, they're too small, but I think you should be able to see them on the stills at the end. They have got little tiny shells on, and they're pink and blue. So just bringing some of that pink in again. Oh, and there was a wooden button there from the Sunkissed range too, along the bottom. Little word strip, love my word strips. Always have to use a word strip somewhere. Having a think, what else do I need? Got a little tiny heart from the Sunkissed puffy stickers. And now I've got these gorgeous pear tree pieces, the deep sea drops. They are so pretty. Just this collection of blues and teals, and they're just perfect for watery layouts. Just choosing my colours. Again, I'm going to pop them on with my silicone glue gel to add a little bit more sparkle. Never have too much sparkle. as well. There's my point, never have too much sparkle. I'm adding a little bit of White Blizzard Nouveau glitter drops to those wooden waves. Won't actually add some colour, but it'll add some sparkle. And then you see I have a bit of a Nouveau problem, don't I? Just choosing, I'm going to add that pink, that's Summer Sunshine, and it's kind of a pinky colour, just to add a bit of sparkle to the sun and bring in a little bit more of that pink tone. I've got some Dylusions white ink spray, which I've had forever, only ever use it for white splatters. And I always do my splatters at the end. I don't know whether it's because I kind of think that they're a finishing touch, but it'd be much easier if I did them before I stuck everything else on. But there you go, I never learn. Just adding some journaling along the shape of the waves. This is my partner and I in Benidorm on holiday when those things happened, remember them? And here are the stills at the end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you join in the hop and go and visit the lovely guests and rest of the design team. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you here again soon. Bye.